Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome into the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel. Sorry about that little slight delay there. Had to get some audio set up. Hopefully the audio sounds pretty good tonight. I have the audio box in a better spot. So I've been using it for the videos, and hopefully it sounds good to you guys. Welcome in. Does everybody hear everything? Everything sound good? Everything sound like it should? Does everything sound... Audio, video, everybody good? Everybody give me a thumbs up and we will jump into it. Somebody said I need a beer. Cheers to Thursday night, everybody. Bud Light Platinum. Haven't had these in a long time. Don't even know why we have these, but I'll take it, right? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so what's up, everybody? There's been a lot of changes on eBay. It has been a crazy week. We all know the news story, the updates. It's just one change. There was a huge update today to eBay's offensive materials policy, offensive items policy, which I'm going to go over with you guys in just a quick minute. If you didn't see the video, I posted a video just a little bit ago, so you can check on that. Otherwise, welcome into everybody. How is everybody's week? How is everybody's sales? How is everything going amid this craziness? So 3 big changes that I want to cover tonight with all of you guys is the obvious offensive materials policy, which we will get into in just a second, and I'll let you guys discuss it in the chat. The second one is the change of culture, the environment, the atmosphere at eBay, the change going on at corporate level. If you haven't seen that story and you're living under a rock, please check out the other videos. And then the final change that I want to cover is going to be pretty much regarding just overall sales in general, the buying and selling and the differences in how we go about our business and how we go about, everything as resellers in 2020 moving forward. And by that, I mean buying, selling, profiting, the whole thing. So, and how we adjust and adapt. And so if you're new to this channel, one of the things that I always discuss is that everything changes. If you listen to the beginning of my videos, one of the things that comes out is that, everything changes and things always change, good, bad, otherwise. You have to adapt or you will get eaten. You will die. You'll lose. You'll fail. You'll go out of business. You'll go bankrupt. You'll go poor. Okay. What's up to everybody in the chat, by the way? I see all of you guys. If you guys need help in the chat, my admins have blue wrenches. Esteban, what's up? Jamie and Adam are here for now. I know I saw both of them, so they can help you out over there in the chat, and welcome into everybody else. Okay, so number 1, let's start with the offensive material policy. If you didn't see my video earlier, if you did, you probably already know this, or if you're on the eBay community boards, it's linked in my other video, so you can see it. There's been a change. If you guys didn't know, Aunt Jemima, I believe Uncle Ben's, and there have been several other products. Somebody help me in the chat. What are the other products that have been altered? And so we want to let you know that you can't list certain items anymore because you will get your account suspended, or you could get your account suspended. And we don't want that to happen to anybody, right? We don't want anybody to lose their accounts over items that they don't know that they can't sell. So let's go on that first. So the offensive materials policy says the following, and please use the chat to leave your respectful comments and opinions and whatnot. What is the policy? What is not allowed? Okay, listings that promote, perpetuate, or glorify hatred, violence, discrimination, including on the grounds of race, ethnicity, color, religion, gender, sexual orientation, are all not allowed. This includes, but not limited to, slurs or epithets of any kind, right? Slurs or epithets. We all know what racial slurs are, or sexist slurs, or any kind of slurs or epithets of any kind. That means on a shirt, on a coffee mug, on a poster. It doesn't matter. So you can't sell it. So I have seen, and again, I'm only giving you guys examples. These are not my products or anything that I endorse or whatever. I have seen a poster of a very famous Rush Hour movie with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker was in that one? Chris Tucker, where he's in a bar and Jackie Chan is trying to act like Chris Tucker. If you're not familiar with the actors or the movie, Chris Tucker is an African American. Jackie Chan is a Chinese American, I believe, or he's from Hong Kong. He's from somewhere in Asia. He's an Asian American. And he walks into the bar full of African Americans and he says, "What's up, my..." Complete the sentence. He says that in the movie. It's a joke at that time. Chris Tucker gets it. It's all whatever. That was on a movie poster. I literally have seen that on a movie poster. Look it up. That is not allowed. Like, you cannot do that under any circumstances. No, not at all, period. Okay, so that would be a racial slur or epitaph, and there are, of course, a million other examples. Okay, slavery items including reproductions such as tags, shackles, documents, or bills of sale. Slavery items are pretty obvious. I mean, if you have a poster with slavery, I think they were taking down the movie Django Unchained because in Roots, somebody help me. Did I see something in my group about them taking stuff down from the Roots movie? I could be wrong on that one. Yeah, not really sure about that one. Okay, so the other one is tags, shackles, documents, bills of sale. I guess there's historical documents for like the exchange of slavery or purchasing. That's not something I'm familiar with. I've never seen that, so no idea. Anyways, not allowed. Items with racist, anti-Semitic, or otherwise demeaning portrayals of, for example, characters, other exaggerated features, figurines, cartoons, housewares, historical advertisements, or gollywogs. So the Aunt Jemima Uncle Ben's with the fictional character / historical, that is the column that these fall under, that they are no longer allowing these. I had heard some other products, but somebody can help me out. Ownership papers, things like that, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Black Americana items that are discriminatory. Obviously, if they're discriminatory, not going to allow those. Who defines offensive? What's offensive to one is not offensive to another. Tommy in Seattle. So I will discuss that in a minute. Welcome into our other admin, Star from Flippin' Hippos. Confederate flags, battle flags, and related items. No Confederate flags at all, you guys. None. No flags, no shirts with the Confederate flag. So a lot of you guys may sell movie posters or shirts or products from some of the famous movies. I think Smokey and the Bandit, right? And I'm so bad with this historical stuff, like movies and stuff. Terrible, not my genre. But any of that stuff that may have a shirt, maybe the Daisy Duke shirts that have Confederate flags, are going to be an absolute no-go at all. Aurora Styles, Myra, a good friend of the channel here. Everything is offensive to someone. That's very true. Definitely true. So that's going to be no Confederate flags. Historical, Holocaust-related, Nazi-related items, including reproductions. You cannot sell Nazi and Holocaust items. There is an exception, which I'm going to tell you in just a second. Holocaust-related, Nazi-related items. So my guess would be newspaper articles, books, clothing, shoes, anything along those lines. Definitely not going to be allowed. Another one of our admins, Colleen, is here. Welcome in, Colleen. Thank you so much for being here. The battle flag, but original actual CSA flag would be fine because no one knows what it looks like. Okay. Any item that is anti-Semitic or item from after 1933 with a swastika. So those of you not familiar with German history, this is somewhere I shine. I don't know why. I'm a really big fan of European history. I took like 10 European history classes in school, no doubt. The swastika has existed long before Adolf brought it to his Third Reich. No doubt he did not invent the swastika, I promise you. Adolf Hitler used the burning of the German Riksdag, which is the German counselor and parliament building in the 1930s, 1933, to take over Germany in a hostile takeover. That is when he started putting the swastika symbol as the symbol of Germany. They already used it on their uniforms before he was in control. Again, it existed long before that. And so any item prior to 1933 is not associated with the Third Reich and Adolf. So they associate that with the historical meaning of that symbol, and that would be allowed. I don't know how you would prove that your symbol is on a piece of merchandise from pre-1933. That is a history lesson I will have to have. Okay. So happy to catch me live. Alex, Fatman Flipper is in here. 100%. Thank you for joining me live, buddy. Appreciate you. What's up, Dave and Bill? Lots of my admins in the chat. So thank you guys for all stopping in and helping out. Okay, so media identified as Nazi propaganda can't sell Nazi propaganda, and listings that imply or promote support of, membership, or funding of terrorist organizations. We all know terrorist organizations, obviously ISIS and the regime of Saddam Hussein, all of those type of things, not going to be allowed. I don't believe it's going to cover newspapers because those are not promoting or supporting. So I think those would be okay. Yeah, some of those, I'm a nerd. Everybody's calling me a nerd for my history. Absolutely. I agree. I am. Some of those symbols and things did start with historical context before they turned into negativity. That's true. Okay. What items can you list? What can you list? Media, such as historical photos, magazines, books, and art, provided such material does not perpetuate or glorify violence, intolerance, or racial stereotyping. So that is where your photos, your newspapers, your art, your books, things of that nature. I gave an example earlier in the video. A young lady, I call her young lady. She's probably telling me that she could be my grandmother, but she's a young lady to me, super sweet lady down in, I think, Louisiana. If you're watching, I'm so sorry if you're not in Louisiana. It could be Alabama. Deep South. She's an African-American lady. She purchased a cookbook, and this was probably a year and a half or 2 years ago. She emailed me asking pricing on this cookbook. She bought it from a yard sale or a church sale. She paid like 50 cents or $1 for this thing. I kid you not. She sold it for over $200 on eBay. It was a Black African-American Southern cookbook for things like, I think there was a gumbo recipe in it. I'd have to scroll through my emails. Jambalaya was in it, like 8 different types of chicken recipes. There was all these Southern African-American recipe cookbooks. She was in love with it. She almost kept it until she found out it was worth like $200. That would be okay. It's not perpetuating racism or violence. It's just a cookbook, right? There's no way anybody could take a cookbook. I'm sure somebody could be offended by it, but it's a cookbook. Okay, so that would be good. Items related to the civil rights movement. So MLK, Malcolm X things, anything from, I guess I'm trying to think of what like some good examples would be besides newspapers. Perhaps people have old 8mm film or audio recordings of some of the speeches or video recordings of the protester or, the Selma walks or the buses or Rosa Parks things. There's a ton of stuff I guess could fall under items related to the civil rights movement. So Shelby says, I'm offended. No one is cooking that for me. Yeah. You know what? A lot of the recipes I read in that $200 book sounded fantastic. I would have definitely liked to have gotten that book if I could have. Currency issued by Nazi Germany government, including military scripts. I can't imagine anyone has currency from the Nazis. If you do, that's crazy, but not crazy like a crazy way. That's like, I can't believe any of it survived. Stamps, letters, and envelopes displaying Nazi postmarks. So you can sell stamps, letters, envelopes, and currency from the Nazis. Excuse me. This is stuff you can sell. Historically accurate WW2 World War II military model kits that have Nazi symbols. So if you have a Panzer tank, you can sell that. Historical and religious items that bear a swastika, if they were made before 1933, not related to Nazism, you can sell. And also make sure if you sell internationally, you check the policies from other countries. And that, folks, is what you can and can't sell in the new eBay policy. So anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the new policies for this? Now, here is my concern that I was going to issue, and I want you guys to respond to this. There are a lot of items on here that could be absolutely subjective, and that means up to somebody's opinion. A whole list of items. So, for example, I'll give you guys one. Items with racist or anti-Semitic portrayals, like characters, figurines, cartoons, housewares. A lot of people are upset about the Aunt Jemima. We'll call her not a character, but a logo or an icon or whatever you want to call her, the representative of the syrup that's been on the bottles for years and years. And a lot of people don't see a problem with it. Some people see historical values. Some people see racist values. whatever it is, whatever side you're on, that's not for me to decide. The problem is when we dig into these items, some people think it's racist and some don't. How do we decide what items we're going to remove? Because if we just take one or two or a group of people's opinions that say, I don't like Bud Light Platinum because I think it's hateful for whatever reason, I'm just throwing it out there. All of a sudden we can't buy Bud Light Platinum. Or somebody says X, I don't like, right? And so it becomes who gets to make that decision and what level of tolerance do we allow? If somebody says I don't like it, it has a racial undertone, is it absolutely it's gone? It doesn't matter. There's no discussion. There's no comparing. There's no vote. It's just gone. If somebody's offended, it's gone. And I understand a lot of these. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be taking down syrup or rice or any of that. That's not for me to decide. That's for you guys to have a conversation about. What I'm saying is, how is it decided what products are okay and what isn't? I've heard people complaining about Cracker Barrel being a racist undertone. Is Cracker Barrel going to change their name? Are they going to close? How do we decide where the line is, right? I don't know the answer to that. I don't own eBay. I don't care about eBay's, level of, right now, eBay's not in the top of my list, but I don't care about their level of thought process on this. I care about them telling us how they're deciding things. Like I want them to, I don't even know if they have a plan for this. I don't even know. What do you guys think? And then somebody else just made the new policy starts immediately, by the way. This new policy is immediately. So my other question is, let's say that eBay allows certain things, which they just said, the cookbook, for example. What if somebody goes and flags that incorrectly and says, well, that cookbook is offensive to me? Like, let's just say they think it's making fun of African Americans for cooking certain foods or whatever, right? Because we've all heard that. How do we decide when somebody flags that just being a hater or a troll, right? So this is the problem I see with this, is that there's no defined way of implementing, enforcing, and carrying out this, and also no defined way of making sure that the system isn't abused either direction. So because, if we think outside of the race issue, let's take, LGBT issues. Somebody could be offended by something in that category. Or sexism, females, the Me Too movement was huge, right? And so there were actually products on eBay with the Me Too movement. Is that going to be taken down or is that going to be allowed? And so how do we decide what the line is and how to tip those scales and who gets to decide this and who gets to abuse the system, right? Okay, so that's just the topic. I'm going to leave that to you guys to comment below and let me know. Okay, number 2 changes, which I just hinted on, the changes in eBay culture and the changes in what's been going on with eBay. I'll give you a very short synopsis. eBay, about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, 6 employees from eBay and their executive global security team set out on a mission to harass and cyber stalk a blogger, an e-commerce blogger that blogs about eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, and all kinds of e-commerce sites. She produces stories. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative, some of them are informative, some of them are hated. And the eBay employees were not happy about the negative stories that were posted about them. They set out on a mission to crush her, in their words, to stop her from posting these negative stories. They intimidated her. They mailed her live cockroaches and a bloody pig mask and porn to their neighbor in their name. And apparently it has come out that the number 1 and number 2 executive, the former CEO, Devin Wenig, and the PR chief, Steve Weimer, were the 2 executives that instructed them to take care of that blogger. What they did was on their own actions. Apparently, Devin and Steve did not know what they were doing exactly. They had just told them to do something. Either way, it's not okay. Those 6 employees have been fired and arrested. Devin has not. They said his statements were inappropriate, but that he did nothing illegal. Same with Steve Weimer. Devin, of course, stepped down in 2019, received an over $50 million golden parachute, which is basically a severance / paycheck, and has not been charged with any crimes to date. This has created an outpouring of support from a lot of sellers to the blogger, which has been named publicly. If you don't know, I refuse to give her name, but now out of support, I will. It's Ina Steiner from E-Commerce Bites. Fantastic lady. I've read her stuff. I've talked to her once for a second, but seems like a good person. But either way, no matter how she is, she didn't deserve what they did to her. It's disgusting. And I came out with a video yesterday letting you know that eBay had indeed also taken legally down one of my YouTube videos prior to Ina's experience last year, about a year and a half to 2 years ago, out of negativity, but they took the video down through YouTube for trademark infringement when actually they took the video down because it was a negative undertone. They did not like my negativity towards the company. The video was about nothing major. It was just something negative that was going on at the time, everyday story. They didn't like it. They legally took it down through the process, and I was intimidated and fear of lawsuit put into me and my channel because of their culture, their atmosphere inside of eBay. And so that was the update. So we have a new GM at eBay, Jordan Sweetum, who I did a Zoom call with earlier today. In fact, there was a couple dozen sellers on there. Dominic was on there. I think Katie and Vicky dropped in. Quite a few other resellers that you guys are familiar with, Danny Ackerman. And they voiced their concerns. In fact, several people, a handful of people had also been intimidated into not producing negative content when negative content existed. And so Jordan is handling that. We'll see how Jordan does. I have faith in Jordan, but things have to change. The culture in eBay has to change, and it can't continue. We can't be scared to express our experiences or our opinions about services at eBay. It's one thing to tell them when you don't like something or when you didn't enjoy an experience. You can't attack them. Please, guys, don't attack eBay. Don't attack their employees or their company or their platform, but do voice your opinions and do not be scared to voice your opinions. And that's it. I was wondering why we were not saying the name. I'm going to read through the chat for a minute, guys. I guess I can't sell copies of the mockumentary CSA. I have a piece of art from a black artist in my area, and he paints the subject pretty much like Black Americana. Can I not sell his art? So it does say that you can sell art as long as it doesn't depict racial undertones or discrimination or anything of that nature, slurs, epithets. Again, you should be fine, but be careful. Okay. Adam did link the video. I was wondering why we were not seeing his name. We were seeing his name. Did you change the way you portrayed eBay over the last year? So this is a great question. Tommy just asked, did I alter the way that I was portraying eBay over the last year? No. All of my videos about eBay were 100% factual and true. I did not alter the videos that were posted in order to sway favor with eBay to not come after me. That didn't happen. Everything I posted is 100% factual. What I did do was, if I came up with a negative toned video, there were some that were still posted. I still posted negative toned videos. In fact, you can scroll through my channel. I can't pull one off the top of my head right now. I'm sure there's a few, but I did omit several videos that I chose not to post simply out of fear. Not fear necessarily of being sued, but fear of the unknown, of the headache and the craziness that it would take to, mount a defense at the time. Now is a different story. Now that it's come out that this happened. So I'm just scrolling through some of my videos about YouTube, or on YouTube, about eBay over the last, 6 months or so. I did a video about the new CEO coming in, and I think I mentioned Devin a few times. I did a video about eBay selling part of their business, which was not positive at all because it had a lot of negative undertones. I did a video about being a cheapskate eBay seller, but that wasn't really about eBay. That was about you guys. eBay deferring payments wasn't really positive. There was, no customer service phone calls for eBay. The reseller lawsuit from Katie and Vicky had some things to do with eBay. There were some videos that were definitely not all positive, but I did definitely omit some negative ones. So, yeah. Self-censorship. Yeah, I think that that's an accurate question. Thompson Jennings. I did self-censor myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And here's the reason why. My job on this channel is to give you the news, be it good, be it bad, be it any other way. I decided to do that as part of this channel in addition to my selling and my hauls and my products. I don't want to give you what's false. I'll never put false information up unless it turns out that I was lied to and that changes later, which I try to confirm everything. But by not telling you guys everything, I feel like I did fail you guys on part of that, because I can think of 3 or 4 videos off the top of my head that I could have made that I didn't make because I knew eBay might have a problem with it. And that's a bad feeling to know that you can't express your opinions out of fear of your life being ruined. What you guys don't understand with a lawsuit is that your life is over. When you have to pony up that kind of money for a lawsuit, you cannot win. You cannot fight an $11 billion company legally in court. Even if I have $500,000 in legal fees to throw at them, and even if I'm capable of putting up the fight and winning, there's no guarantee you're going to get those legal fees back. People always say, counter-sue for your legal fees. There's no guarantee of that. You're going to piss that money away and probably never get it back. Okay. What happened to the fair trade policy through YouTube? There is a fair use policy on YouTube, but that is why eBay did not take my video down for violations of free speech or fair use. They took it down for trademark. That's a guaranteed way when you don't have anything else on somebody to get them. Because technically, a lot of you don't understand this. You are not allowed by law to use the eBay logo in any way they don't want you to use it. But that is a violation of our First Amendment violations, right? Of our First Amendment speeches. You can't censor me because you don't like what I say. That's why the First Amendment exists. And most companies won't put that in writing. They'll just sue you for trademark and you've got no fight. However, eBay, one of eBay's employees, put it in writing that they had taken my video down to censor me for no negative discussions. And then the YouTube takedown said trademark, contradicting it. That eBay employee has a history of this, And so that's what we're working on with Jordan as we talk. Okay. Yes. Years ago, 8 years ago, 2012, 2013, I was sued by another Fortune 500 company, actually like a Fortune 100 company at the time, Sprint. Sprint sued me over trademark. They initially sued me for fraud. The fraud had no leg to stand on. The judge threw out the fraud charges, and it only left them trademark. Why? Because trademark was all they could sue me from to silence me. And in silencing me, Sprint wanted to stop me from doing business with their customers and reselling. And so their only way to get me was trademark, and that's what happened. Okay, so questions, comments, concerns. You'll never win the battle. Yeah. Okay, so that's the second culture change with eBay. The third set of changes I want to discuss with you guys is reselling in 2020. So I want to take a quick little poll in the chat. There's about 250 of you. Appreciate all of you fine folks that hit that blue thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. It gives the video a better search. We don't get paid extra for thumbs up, but it gives the video a better search route algorithm, which in turn can get us more views, which could get us paid more. So we do appreciate that. They're important. And all the links to everything I do are down below as well. If you ever need help or email or connection to the Facebook group or anything, they're all below. The third thing is the poll. How many of you have seen an increase in sales for June 2020 versus a decrease? Tell me yes or no, up and down, increase, decrease, and by how much? What percentage, what amount, what's your normal sales, what's your new sales? Tell me what your sales have done since pandemic has, okay, since C19 has kind of stopped because it looks like it's going back up. We'll have to see about that. Jeff's sales are up. Esteban, thank you. Appreciate that. Increase in sales, big increase, up 100%, a decrease of 50, huge increase. Somebody tell me in the chat. Colleen says decrease, which is bad because she's got a lot of stuff. Increase, decrease, down, decrease, increase. I think we're like really at a 50-50. Does everybody think the chat, who agrees? 50-50 in the chat right now? Up 90%. I see a 30%. Down 35%, up 100% since March, quadrupled. Last month was up, so far this month down, decreased steady the month previous. So we're probably at a 50-50. Does that seem fair? About half of you are up and half of you are down, which is very interesting. Don't forget too, you guys, we're in the middle of a summer slowdown. Typically, summer slowdowns begin in June, and they really go really bad in July and August. So we're right at summer slowdown. We're literally, what I'm seeing is a 50-50 split of increases and decrease. 60 up, 50 up, 25 up, 100 up, 60 up. A lot. I think we may have been at like a 60-40, 60% up versus 40% of you down. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting poll to see there. It's an interesting set of information. I'm a sub now, Reseller Treasure. Thank you for the content. You're welcome, Bubble Wrapped Memories. I appreciate that. So far, no slowdown. Yeah, so think about what's coming up for you guys June and July for the slowdown. Also think about the breaking news in 4 states now: Arizona, Texas, Florida, one other state, somebody help me, all having huge increases in C19 infections, supposedly. Florida having the biggest, which is weird. Everyone I know is going to have an opinion about the beaches and whatever. It's not like that unless you live here, I promise you. So Arizona, Texas, Florida, all having increases in cases. So typically, historically, Florida and Texas spend a lot of money on eBay. I doubt Arizona does. Of course, California's worthy of a lot of sales. New York, a lot of sales, which already had the worst C19 cases until now. With everything erupting in the news about C19, this is my third topic for you guys going forward. What are your strategies? I want to share strategies going forward with the unknown of summer slowdown, with the unknown of, is COVID back? Are we going to see some crazy infections? Are we going to see more shutdowns? What do you guys think is going to happen going forward? And how do you plan to fight it and battle this slowdown? And all of these changes, on top of these policy changes, the culture changes at eBay, just the overall selling change. What are you planning to do? My goal is to continue to buy wholesale boxes from anybody I can, be it a website, be it some of you that are quitting, some of the people that are giving up inventory. I'm just going to keep inventory rolling in here and just keep listing it, keep putting together boxes for some of you guys. We have a ton of stuff over here for sale. I think if your places of business are open, I want you guys to stock up on inventory. Robert Bowman just said it perfectly. Beast Slayer said that the $600 a week unemployment ends on July 31st. So about 6 weeks from now, that could be a huge deal. Cross-posting ASAP, really, really good. Thompson says he's not licking anyone else's keyboard. Yeah, I would recommend that any day. Stocking up on inventory is a fantastic plan of action to have inventory, and then you'll be able to sell it. If you have inventory, you'll be able to sell it. Summer slowdown, cleanup store. What else do we got going on here in the chat? Let's see. I think that list perfectly and cross posting is a fantastic way. There's links down there to list perfectly. You can use my code. Get your stuff if you're not on multiple platforms. Get it out to as many platforms as you can. Super important. Definitely spread it out. The $600 is going to get extended. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure about that. I haven't heard it. I did not take any unemployment. I am fine. All the bills are paid. Didn't defer anything. I'm actually looking at possibly trading my car. I know that sounds crazy, but we'll see. Getting a new house at the end of the year, beginning of the year. So I'm in all right position. We feel confident in what we've done, and we've just prepared. Just gear up, get ready. News for Florida sellers. Apparently, I haven't confirmed. I'm looking into it. At least three of our Goodwill outlets have closed forever. Tampa, St. Pete, that's the St. Pete Gandy location. Lakeland, and possibly one other one. I don't know. I don't think it's Orlando. Orlando's doing everyone's allowed in for an hour, and then they kick you out and clean, and then they bring more people in, and then an hour, kick you out and clean. That's a crazy schedule. Jed told me about that. Target and Marshall's going out of business. No, they're not. TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx and Marshalls are not going out of business. People were linking the TJ Maxx and Marshalls articles from earlier, them closing. That article is 3 months old from March, and they were just talking about closing for COVID-19. Tampa also required face mask as of tomorrow at 5 p.m. You have to wear a face mask to go out to any public business, restaurant, anywhere. So that's new. There's been a lot of pushback from Floridians who have said we're not going to do it. Tampa PD has said we're not going to enforce it. Mindy Murata, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate that. Lakeland was dirty anyways. Yeah, the Lakeland Goodwill Outlet was a very disgusting location. If you go there, I'm sorry. It's a fact. I'll be happy to take anyone there and show you it was not clean. Anyone having problems getting mail delayed? There's been some delays still. Dead not moving clothes going to ThreadUp. So there are places like ThreadUp that will buy your clothing. That's true as well. So thank you for that update there. Appreciate that, Layla. Salvation Army is still closed in Spring Hill. It is indeed still closed here in Brandon, Tampa area as well. Jed is the one who let me know about the Goodwill outlets, 2 of them closing. Don't mess it up for the rest of us. Esteban, no more bids. St. Pete and Lakeland, apparently. Orlando's still operating, buddy. Orlando's still operating. Sunday Fun Day, Pamela Sabin. We are purging our inventory as much as possible as well. As fast as we buy it, we're trying to move it out because when we do move, I'm going to have to go a couple weeks without buying inventory, selling off a bunch of stuff. I'm going to have a yard sale like the week before we move, whatever it is. We're still 4 to 6 months away because we're probably building a house. But when we do, that's our plan, to just get rid of as much stuff as we can, move, and then I'll build back up. I'm buying a much bigger house, hopefully. I won't order from China anymore. It takes several months to get anything. Not sure if they're allowing items to US. Some items are coming to the US from China. I know plenty of people buying. It does take a couple weeks, though. I don't understand why people don't want to protect themselves and others by refusing to wear, where'd that go? I just lost it. Refusing to wear a mask. Tommy, there's a lot of opinions and a lot of false information about masks, about it being able to damage you, about it doing no good. There's so many different opinions. Doctors saying yes, doctors saying no. No one actually knows the truth. And so that's my reasoning. If I get 100 different people to give me 100 different opinions, I'm going to do what I want. And unless you show me facts, not I linked this from the website and I saw it on the internet, I'm not doing it. It's just the way it is. Not everyone has to switch to managed payments by the 15th. Most people. What's up, Mom? Mom's in the chat just a minute ago. Hi, Mom. Albuquerque has required masks since it reopened. What's up, Colorado Tex? Welcome in. I know it's been a while. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Glad to see you. Hope everything is well there. We have not required masks in Florida yet. However, that is changing, it seems. Mama Rockstar is in the house. She is indeed. Sparky's Closet, thank you so much for that super chat. $9.99. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all that you guys do. I appreciate all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the kindness. Thank you for the support. Wear a mask. Stop spreading it. And this is the problem. We don't know that a mask actually stops it. There have been doctors that say it does and doctors that say it doesn't. And so I'm not going to have that discussion or argument here. That's just my point. There are certified MDs who say, yes, it helps, and certified MDs who say, no, it doesn't. And when you've got both people back and forth, to me, that step back, neither of you know what the hell you're talking about because you might be right. You might be right. I don't know. I'm going to continue business as usual until one of you empathetically 100% shows me one way or the other. That's just the way it is. Some stores require masks before entering in Austin. We have no requirements here in Florida. So, yeah. Tampa will start mandatory masks tomorrow at 5 p.m. Yes, Mom, that is true. Which is probably going to affect dinner plans, Mom. I will be in touch. I will text you later. Watch your phone. Watch your phone later, Mama. Okay. Anyway, so that's what I think. I think we've covered everything. If there's any other questions, comments, concerns, otherwise I'll let you guys go. It's been 42 minutes. I appreciate you guys being here. Sometimes you need some water. Sparkling ice. I enjoy it. But I do appreciate all of your guys' opinions and outlooks. I hope you leave them in the comment section about anything we've talked about here. I want to hear back from you guys. Also, it is something I can forward to eBay. They're watching my videos very closely right now, and I'm in direct contact with the GM of Americas for eBay. That's Jordan Sweetum, who is reporting directly to the new CEO. And so I have a direct line of communication with them. And so anything that you would like me to tell them or ask them or find out, comment section, I'll do my best. Took my temperature today to get a haircut. Yeah, I've had my temperature taken one place that I did business with. And Colleen in Pennsylvania as well. That's all up there in Pennsylvania. So, okay, have a great night, Mom. I love you too. And thank you to everyone who joined the chat. Thank you for the opinions. Thank you for being respectful. All of you were very respectful, even when these topics get a little bit touchy. So I appreciate that. And thank you so much for the time and effort. And I will see all of you in the next video tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will report back. I'll get you the updates. I'll forward stuff to eBay, and I'll keep you in the know and in the loop as much as possible. So thumbs up before you roll out. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those future videos and updates. And until then, tomorrow's Friday. Have a wonderful end of your week. TGIF if I don't talk to you. Weekend, all that good stuff. Stay safe. Make some money. Do things right. Don't lose your account. All that good stuff. Cheers. Good night, everyone. I love all you guys.